Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Alex from Apocalypse.Intelligence with that promised video that I was mentioning yesterday about why celebrity Shuyoukh get in the way of, well, all of Islam. The fact of the matter is that most of the Quran, and this one is, again, the clear Quran, that's why it is absolutely beat the heck, because this one has no Arabic in it, so this is the type of Quran I usually use for my chaplaincy. If you turn to most pages, and I'm going to have to take off my glasses here because I am too proud for bifocals. Calling upon him alone in truth, but those idols the pagans invoke besides him can never respond to them in any way. It's just like someone who stretches out their hands to water, asking it to reach their mouths, but can never do so. The calls of the disbelievers are only in vain. When you reach out to a celebrity Shuyoukh, the most they can give you is platitudes. It's an idol. As someone who has students and people that look to me as clergy, I deliberately avoid fame. I'm not saying this to say that I'm better than you guys. I'm saying this because this is the way that we're all supposed to be, especially if we're studying Tasawwuf. And I'm the type of clergy that only talks to other clergy. I mean, the people I talk to are few and far between. Yeah, I do some dawah in our demonology when people are like, hey, I tried to summon a demon, then I can pop on as Marcosis and be like, congratulations, here's a Qur'an. Stop summoning demons. Okay? But when I'm talking to you, teacher to teacher, when I'm talking to you, sheikh to sheikh, peer to peer, educator to educator, chaplain to chaplain, I don't want to put it into the terms that you guys do, saying that your soul is in danger, but you're actually putting a lot of souls in danger. Free thought into danger. I mean, we are literally one of the only religions that has authored modern scientific advancement, and we're losing it all to backwards ideologies that aren't even in here. We're losing it to people trusting the words of men, and not even picking up a Quran, except to recite it mindlessly, where they don't even know the Arabic, where they don't even know the words of it. It's better to read it in the language that you know it than to recite it in Arabic where you don't understand any of it. And it's better to study the Quran every single day, pick up, the actual, holy book that says, hey, there is no comparison to the Quran. There's, it's literally in here. And I'm speaking primarily to other Muslims, of course. I mean, if you're not Muslim, disregard this entire video, okay? My criticisms are only leveraged towards my own community here. Guys, you can't take care of students if you have thousands of them. You can't be a father, a spiritual father, to students if there's too many of them for you to keep track of. You're going to favor some of them over others. You shouldn't have to look for students. They kind of just show up. You trip on them, Help, teach me. I have legal problems. I want to learn more about God. I want to learn more about physics. I want to learn more about, I don't know, in case of some of you, train schedules. There have always been televangelists, celebrity, clergy, that sort of thing. And every single time it's ended up the exact same way. With unmitigated, unrestrained corruption. And organizations that pat each other on the back, and tell each other that they're good and doing a good job, being rewarded by God because of their wealth, because of their prosperity, where they have charity dinners where none of the poor are fed, where they have charity balls but nobody dances, where they talk to their congregations about Rolexes, but yet have nobody in their congregations who doesn't have food, because those people would be too ashamed to be next to the ones in Rolexes when the sermons don't speak to them. We no longer have community leaders, but we have influencers. We have people who stretch their hands too far or surround themselves with fluff. with people that don't listen, that have no value in what they have to offer. The land is plenty big for us to immigrate. Now, I was trained for years as an extemporaneous speaker. I don't do scripts. I just sort of pray and wing it, and this speech is another one of those cases. But, however, you will find that corruption on a global level is much easier to solve than you can possibly imagine. If we look at the people in the highest levels, and we understand what made them corrupt, and if we find that what made them corrupt is not actually their own doing, but blackmail, espionage, coercion, then it's our duty and responsibility to free them of those circumstances. Because, honestly, if that is the leadership that we have, that has no freedom, that has no ability to make their own decisions, then that reflects upon their followers as well. And it makes an entire population weak, unable to think, and unable to adapt to any changes that are occurring in the future. The leaders are who dictate how the population is going to be, and the leaders are removed, distant, out of touch with their constituency. If they're just remote idols on pedestals, removed with no idea of what the average citizen goes through, then they're not leaders. They're pop stars. So with that being said, may we all do better. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May Allah lead us all to the straight pathway always. Khoda Hafez, Auf Wiedersehen, and may reconciliation happen where Allah allows it to happen. And may severance occur where it needs to occur without pain. Ameen.